What is up, y'all? This is your boy IT. Welcome to the All Sports Show. So recently I did my top 5 NBA players of the '60s. So now we're gonna get into the forgettable part of the NBA history, the '70s. Who's top 5 in the '70s? We're gonna see, man. Man, a lot of people forget about this decade, so we're gonna make you remember. All right, let's start. Starting with number 5. I got Rick Barry at 5. Rick Barry is a free throw mastermind. Okay, like we'll get to his accolades in a bit, but like, dude, his best move was the underhanded free throw. That man mastered the art of just throwing a ball up in the air and making it. Literally, NBA champion in '75, NBA Finals MVP in '75, 8-time NBA All Star, 5-time All NBA First Team. He was known for his scoring ability and unique underhand free throw shooting. Like, good. Like, dude, he was pretty good. Barry's ability to score, pass, and lead made him one of the most versatile forwards of that decade. Now, granted, he was hated by a lot of people, due to some other stuff that I won't get into, but it doesn't take away from the fact that Rick Barry was a pretty good player, especially in his time. Pretty good player, to say the least. Till he's 5. Number 4, I got Walt Frazier. Walt Clyde Frazier, man. Man, New York Knicks, man. New York Knicks enjoyed this man to death. 2-time NBA champion, 7-time NBA All-Star, 6-time All-NBA team selections, 7-time All-Defensive First Team. Yeah, you heard it right. 7-time All-Defensive First Team. He was the epitome of cool on the court, known for his stellar defense, smooth scoring, and leadership. One thing about Walt Frazier I saw while watching film, that man is smooth. And I mean smooth. Smooth. Like every get off, he was just smooth with the shot. Nah, you couldn't stop this man for real. Played for the Knicks. He also played for the Cavs in his later years. A lot of people forget about that. But hey, his Game 7 performance in the '70 finals was just legendary as heck, man. Legendary. He one of them ones. He one of them ones. Playing beside guys like Dave Debussy, Bill Bradley, Dick Barnett, who's another Hall of Famer, finally. And then Phil Jackson, for all you Michael Jordan fans out there. So Walt Frazier led them all to a championship, and Walt Frazier deserves a lot of credit. He does. Does one of the best point guards in the '70s. He's probably arguably the best, to be honest with you. But hey, he's only 4. Number 3 is undisputable, bro. It's John Havlicek. John Havlicek, Hondo, it was a good shooter. Hey, not even a good shooter. Probably a great shooter. Great shooter for his time, for real. 2-time NBA champion in the '70s. This is in the '70s. 2-time NBA champion, NBA Finals MVP in 1974, 7-time NBA All-Star, 5-time first team All-NBA, and a 5-time defensive first team. John Havlicek's defense was unstoppable. This man was a steel guy. Like a really steel guy. Like John Havlicek was definitely the perfect replacement for Bill Russell's greatness. I'll say that again. He was the perfect replacement for Bill Russell's greatness. When Bill Russell retired, everyone thought, oh, the Celtics gonna go back in together. But John Havlicek said, nah, I'm still here. And keep in mind, he could have stopped. He played 7 years, but he's like, you know what? I'm gonna keep going. And John Havlicek had a great year. Great decade. Heart and soul of the Celtics during the '70s. Incredible endurance, clutch performances, and leadership. Keep in mind, John Havlicek was what, 30? He was in his 30s in the '70s. This man had a high motor, a very high motor. One of the best shooters, if you want to say that, of all time. Like real talk, great player, and honestly, he would have got number 2 if it wasn't for a guy that everyone knows, and that's Dr. J. Julius Irving. Do I even need to go through his stuff? Like seriously, the 2-time ABA champion, 3-time ABA MVP, 5-time ABA All-Star. He's the all-time ABA MVP. by the way. 4-time NBA All-Star, 5-time All-NBA First Team, 2-time All NBA First Team. Like real talk. Julius Irving, before Michael Jordan, there was Julius Irving. Julius Irving will dunk on anybody. And I mean anybody. He will dunk on Kareem, he will dunk on McAdoo, he will dunk on Barry, he will dunk on anybody. It didn't matter who you were. One of the best finishers in the game. Seriously. For all the dunks that we think are boring now, those were not boring back in the day because no one was doing them. He was the only one. Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was dunking with like 7 feet, 7 foot. Julius Irving was 6'7", and doing tomahawk dunks and dunking over 7 footers. Like real talk, revolutionizing the small forward position, a smooth style of play. Rucker Park legend. Pretty much put Rucker Park on the map. Like real talk, Julius Irving. Julius Irving was great, man. Great player. Won a championship in the 80s. We can't discount that. But strictly the 70s. And 70s he was in his prime. Like Julius Irving with the afro was outmatched, okay? Just outmatched. And he would have won number 1 if it wasn't for the undisputable Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm gonna say it now for future reference. He's number 2 on my all-time list. He is number 2 behind Michael Jordan. And 5-time MVP, 1-time NBA champion, 9-time NBA All-Star, 9-time All NBA team selections, and a 5-time defensive team selection. Okay, he had that one move that was unstoppable, the sky hook. The sky hook. Fun fact: me and my dad were practicing the sky hook. My dad actually made the shot. He did. I did. I vaguely remember that because it was so unstoppable, and I've tried to replicate it, but of course, I'm little, so I miss and all that. But still, Kareem perfected the art of a center that's athletic and also a defensive stalwart. Also, you can tell Kareem got a little bit of his game from Wilt because Kareem does the same passes. He can dunk the same way. But the great thing about Kareem is that he's the king of blocks. He can block any shot for real. His impact on both ends of the floor made him one of the most complete and successful players of the decade. Like real talk, he won a championship with Oscar Robertson, the Big O, and the Big O was like past his prime by this point. So Kareem, we gotta give props to Kareem here. Kareem, great player, and that is my top 5 of the 70s. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I will see y'all later. I am gone.